Do you have any snafus to share? No? Okay.
It's never not worked.
So just 100%. Okay.
We're your hosts, Tara, Nora, and Allie, and you're listening to Bad Advice Only.
We're just three New York City rats talking about scurrying around the Big Apple. Here, we make the New York City mistakes so you don't have to.
We're begging you. Leave us a review and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We release new episodes every Monday, so stay tuned, rats.
Welcome back, Rat Pack.
Welcome back.
We have gotten a ton of feedback, a ton of questions about last week's episode. What happened with the dad, Allie?
The rats need to know.
And if you didn't listen to last week's episode, go back and listen. We talked about Allie breaking up with her situationship with the dad, father of two. What did you call him?
Daddy Dick Father of Two. Or no, it wasn't Dick.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
it was like Destroy or Dick or something.
No, I got wrecked by his dick. It was Daddy Dick, Father of Two. You're right. I've listened to the episode 5 times, cackling, which I don't know what that says about me, but every time I listen to it, I'm just like,
Did you learn anything about yourself from listening that many times?
No.
Do you think you're a people pleaser now?
I've always thought I was a people pleaser. I've never once been like, you guys, I'm not a people pleaser. Like, I go with the flow. Like, that's never been my personality.
False. And this is a topic, I would say it's now a recurring theme on Bad Advice Only. Before we hear the feedback from Dad, Nora and I were just talking about this. I don't think it's people pleasing anymore. I think there's a level of it, but I think it's just your lack of boundaries.
No boundaries for herself.
Boundaries are not. The feedback wasn't about me, you guys. Okay? I mean, I didn't want to fight this morning.
So how did the breakup go with the dad?
So just to recap what we had said, and it's actually a horrible text now that I read it back live. It says, "Hi, sorry I fell asleep. For tonight, I actually will have to back out. I do want to be honest that I met someone in my guts telling me I should see that through. I really enjoyed our time together, though, and I'm sorry for the last minute back out." Like, we repeated
That's
it twice.
not the worst.
I don't think
We
that's
repeated the back out twice. I think
terrible.
it's like, it's just...
You doubled down a little bit on the
All right,
sorry.
what does it say?
Okay.
He was super nice, and he said, "I appreciate your honesty. I enjoyed our time together, too. You are a wonderful person, and I hope everything you ever wanted finds you," with a red heart emoji.
A red heart, that's love.
Very sweet.
But I'm like, where was
sweet.
that the whole time you were trying to kill me with your dick? Maybe things would have been different.
Did it make you regretful of the breakup?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for like 30 seconds, only because we talked about this live when this text came through. It's just so little like understanding of how a man's going to react that when they react nice,
Yeah.
you were like, oh shit.
He's so great.
But
When
it's
in
the bare
reality,
minimum.
That's how it should be because that's a normal human.
Like I shouldn't have to worry about someone calling me retarded.
Correct.
Right. I had a similar problem with a breakup. I was in an unhappy 2-year relationship and I was ending it. And he took it so fucking well, breaking up in person, which is really, really hard, especially after that long, living together. And I just remember being like, oh my God, I shouldn't be doing this. He's handling this so well. He's such a great guy.
I've said this a million times. I say it again. If you want the best revenge, if you want to make someone regretful of breaking up with you, take the breakup well.
Be a champ.
Be a champ. Be like, aw, I'll miss you.
I understand.
Yep. All right, moving along.
Guys, in case you haven't noticed, it's Nora's first time doing an outline since our very first episode ever.
It's Blind Baby Rat's first outline.
That's right, guys.
Scammers was yours, wasn't it? Our first episode ever?
Nope.
Oh.
We are 75 episodes in, and it's Baby Rat's first outline.
All right,
I love
let's
it.
go. Let's
Though,
go,
to
bitch.
be fair, I thought it would be a little more just like you guys asking me questions. It's more of an interview style.
Oh, okay.
What?
Are you
That's
feeling?
not how an outline works.
Are you feeling the pressure?
No, not yet.
Okay.
She was reviewing her notes on the way in. It was cute.
Well, I didn't really write a very good outline.
No.
I just wrote like miscellaneous thoughts.
Which is why I would have never guessed that this was supposed to be a Q&A format, but if you want us to take over, we can.
So what are we talking about today?
Thank you, Tara. I'm glad you asked. Today we're talking about Rat Pack How to date efficiently, aka how I go on 3+ dates in one night.
Is this like every night you're doing 3+ dates?
I wouldn't say every night.
Can you
No.
imagine?
Well, I don't know, because every time I text her, I see her the next day. She's like, "Oh, I went out with 2 guys last night." I'm like, literally, what?
Okay, so before you jump in, I'm going to estimate. Let's say you go on 3 dates in one night once a week. The other dates that you go on,
That sounds
sometimes
kind of crazy when you lay it out
when
like
you
that.
map it.
Some crazy
But
shit.
the times that you end up on a second date, it's maybe once a week also. When you have 3 dates in one night, you are planning it.
Yes.
The efficiency is there, the
Yes.
logistics. So
Yes.
please go on.
Thank you. And I'd like to preface this by saying I'm a highly efficient person in general. Can we agree?
I thought you were going to say, I'm not a whore.
Oh, no.
I mean, she can't lie on record. Like,
You define whore. I
she's
don't know.
not a known liar yet.
But I would say I go on okay, in a week, I go on 2 dates in one night usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go on 1 to 2 other second, third dates.
Yeah.
I think you're efficient in things that you're passionate about.
I am efficient in things that I'm passionate about and incredibly inefficient in other aspects.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. Are you passionate about dating right now?
I would say in general I'm passionate about dating. I like dating.
It's
That's
fun.
the difference.
You gamify it. Like, for you, it's a
Exactly.
game.
For me, it's very fun. I'm just entertaining myself. It has nothing to do with the men, really. I genuinely enjoy going on dates because it's a game and it's fun. And I'm truly entertaining myself. And even when it goes badly, I'm enjoying it in my mind.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because, well, you go first.
Well, I was going to say, Nora and I call it the tap dance. And I leave a date and I'm like, wow, what a wonderful date. But then I have to look back at the actual person I was with to remind myself it wasn't him. It was me.
I'm wonderful.
I was just testing out bits on him. And
Exactly.
it's doing an open mic, you know?
Exactly.
You
It's
get
an
to test out
open
new
mic.
material.
It's exciting. It's new. I can test out old material, new material.
Mm-hmm.
I give the same jokes so often, and I love seeing the different reactions.
same.
It really is stand up.
Yeah, agreed. Sorry, go ahead, Al.
No, I was going to say something
Very
kind
different.
of similar, but it was going to be a little bit less egocentric.
Bitch.
Okay.
Which was when I was looking at Nora's outline, if that's what we're calling it for today. I was thinking about your efficacy in terms of and we'll get into this momentarily, of how you think about planning your dates for the week and how you actually go about securing them. And all I kept thinking was I'm tired thinking about this. I would so much rather just spend time alone or with
Yeah.
my friends. I have zero interest in doing my bits on randos.
But I'm single. I have plenty of time to do that too. I do spend time alone. I do spend time with my friends. When you're single, I don't have any kids. I have got no responsibilities. I mean,
Her time is
there's
limitless.
a lot of time.
Yeah, and we're also not hanging out with our friends on school nights typically. So what else are you going to do?
I am, though. I think that's the
Yeah,
difference.
well-
I have to because I live in a different state.
Allie has a lot of friends also, whereas I have you guys. That's pretty much it.
All right, tell us more about your
All right.
efficient dating.
So, number 1 that I was thinking about, when you swipe.
Mm.
I swipe on Sundays. That is statistically the best day to swipe.
oh yeah, and you get the most responses.
Exactly. Because everyone's kind of planning out their week, oh, I don't know what I'm doing this week. Oh, I could have a date or two. Okay.
Huh,
So
I never
swipe-
thought about it that way.
Yep.
I always
swipe
thought people
on
were just
Sundays.
hungover and lazy on Sundays and just swipe.
Well, yeah, that too, probably. And you're you don't have shit going on, so you're swiping.
I see.
2, my second tip, be the aggressor. I actually...
I knew it was going to get rapey real quick.
No,
on
It's
I'm
Nora's.
not
so
rapey.
into it. No, totally. Rape them till you can't.
Imagine if a man said that. Put it on record. Rape him till you can't.
I'm starting to
Okay,
sweat.
so what I meant by be the aggressor...
Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, please
is
define.
that, on Hinge, for example, how you could just clear out your likes and match with people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually find that I have a lot more success in actually going on a date when I do the liking.
Oh yeah,
So
totally.
I send my likes on Sundays. I don't know why, but I think it just works a lot better.
Mhm.
3, get to the fucking point, okay? When I match with people, within 5 messages, I have a few lines I wrote down, and I'm going to give these away for free, listener.
Wow. She's normally a gatekeeping kind of gal.
I'm not going to gatekeep these because I think they're that good.
So are you about to say that by the 5th message, you should have a secured date?
Yes.
Time and place.
Yes, and here's how I do it. I use this literally like almost every time. 5 messages, we're making small talk. What I say is, I'm free Thursday for you to ask me out.
What's your success rate on that?
Probably like 70%.
That's pretty good. That's pretty high.
Yeah, like
that's pretty good.
70%. And you know what rarely happens? Because when I tell girls this, they're always like, oh, well, what if they're not free Thursday? That never happens. You know why? Because men don't have plans. They don't
have no
fucking
plans.
make
They
plans.
don't make plans in advance. Yeah.
Literally, I never is someone like, oh, I have something that night. Never. These guys have no plans.
Yeah,
But
that's
I agree.
4.5 days away. They do not have plans.
They do not know what they're doing
You do have
Thursday.
to be specific in day, though, because I've tried this in variants because I do plan my weeks and they're always ridiculously packed. So I make like second plans to my priority plans just in case those fall through. Call it what you will. And I'll be like, oh, well, when are you going to ask me out on a date? Like, I'll try that. And that doesn't work
No.
because
Nope.
then they'll just
Too
stop
open-ended.
responding.
Okay. That goes,
They're just like, I never wanted that in the first place.
no,
I just wanted a pen pal.
Yoinks.
that flows perfectly into my second quote, how I text people, which, again, for free listeners, I should fucking make people pay for
No, you
this.
This could
literally
be a
coach our
Patreon.
friends on this, and it's so
literally
funny.
could be a coach. Okay. When a guy is being, to your point, Allie, like, oh, when am I going to see you? Or like these vague, like I'm not
When
naming a
can I
time and
meet
place.
you?
When can I meet you? Here's the line. Name a time and place, and you've planned a whole date. It's a little belittling, but either they will just go away after that, or they'll step it up a notch and they'll fucking name a time and place.
I don't know if that's considered stepping it up. I think it's
but
In
reading.
today's
this is-
day and age, dating's changed since you've been in a relationship, young rat.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, so I
much has
belittle them a little. I
changed.
humble them a bit. I'm like, you could plan a whole date, buddy. Name a
Just
time
two
and
things.
place.
My favorite is when Nora does her baby voice, but the men don't know yet that she has this baby voice. And so in her mind, she's like, name the time and place. And they're just reading it as like, name the time and place.
Have you,
and
ever gotten into a fight with a boyfriend and used the baby voice?
I'm sure I have.
No,
I'm a
she definitely, you
sociopath.
definitely have.
It doesn't come to
Shit.
mind. Okay, my third text that I'm giving away to the Rat Pack, and this one's very important. Because the day of the date, it's very important. Because I don't like text them for that whole week
No.
or anything. The day of the date, to make sure it's still on, I text them, I humbly await your confirmation text.
That's psychotic.
It's very,
Humbly
it
await.
gets a laugh like all the time. Honestly, everyone's always like, hello, oh my gosh, of course. Or like, yeah, I'll see you at 7. Like, that is how you just put it out there. Like, I need you to fucking confirm.
Yeah, you need to commit.
Will say this, Rats, though, like, I humbly confirm is very much your personality. So I think this is contextually driven based off of prior discussion you've had. I know you're not talking to them the whole week, but I'm assuming some bits of Nora Rat are in that conversation.
Yeah.
And so feel free to adjust it slightly, audience.
But still keep it direct.
Right.
Yeah,
I
just
think
like
that's the
directly
Are we still on
say,
for
Are
tonight?
we still on? I don't actually like the "Are we still on" because
It
it sort of
sounds-
leaves it open as like, oh,
But
you
you
could
can
back
cancel.
out,
or just be like, I'll see you tonight at.
saying
and for,
exactly, be like, it's happening.
Yeah, also,
I expect it.
I don't agree with this, but I could see men reading that as needy. Saying
Right.
like, "Are we still on?
still want to
How can I impress you?"
So
But yeah, if you say,
I
always
humbly
said-
await your confirmation text.
I always say something nice, like excited to see you or
Yeah.
excited to meet you at whatever.
Give an expectation.
yeah,
not
there's
a,
not an out.
Are we not?
Like,
I always
what
get there
are
15
we?
minutes early, get myself a drink, and then I'm like, oh, I got here early. Don't worry about it. I'm at the end of the bar.
I never get
I
there
think
early.
I've told this on the podcast. I also like to get to the date early. It's purely my fear of not being able to recognize the person.
Oh my God,
Same.
guys, I
like,
could
what
go
if they
on.
catfish you?
Yeah. Okay. So Nora always shows up a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
And
Risky.
they're there already, and I'm like, how
No.
do you know who they are?
Yeah.
Oh, I have another text for that. Right when I'm walking in, I text, I'm walking in, find me. And I kind of act like I'm incapable. And then they always get get up and find me,
They
which
get
I
up?
love. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm just imagining a man not getting up and just waving you
No,
over.
I'm like, I'm here, find me.
Okay, that's a little damsel in distress.
So Nora, though. That's very
It's the
Nora.
youngest child syndrome.
But it's also good that like they're finding out that she needs to passenger princess life a little bit because
Yeah, it is setting a standard pretty early that
Set the stage. All right, so the meat of it, I do in fact go on 3 dates in one night sometimes.
So I want to find out more about you have your own rules of engagement
What do you mean?
in terms of like setting these dates. Like how many reach outs are you doing a week?
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
I wouldn't say that many. I would say like to get 3 dates in one night, that's probably like 7 reach outs.
Okay.
7 times of me saying, maybe not even, maybe like 5. 5 times of me being like, I'm free Thursday for you to ask me out. 5 results in 3 dates.
All right, so that's a pretty high pass-through rate.
And
a pretty high
listener,
pass-through.
there is a copy and paste thing on your phone. So I'm
Correct.
assuming Nora just copies and pastes.
I just copy and pasted my reach outs yesterday. You weren't here for this. I accidentally called some guy Satan.
Oh, yeah. His name was like, it started with an
Like
S.
Steve?
And
It autocorrected.
autocorrect to Satan.
His press sent too soon. It was like, hey, hot, whatever your name is. How was your
But it
weekend?
said, hey, hot Satan, how was your weekend?
And I had to unmatch him.
Really? That would have got my attention. I'd be like, yeah, I'm Satan.
So 3 dates in one night. Why do we do it? 1, because I don't want to get ready 3 different fucking times.
Such a good point.
Why do we do it? Only one of us in this room's doing it.
I used to do it, guys. This old rat
No,
had to hang
I
up
actually
her.
know a lot of people that do it.
But-
You hung up your what?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Hung up what? Your pussy? Hung up
This
that
old-
old clit?
Yeah,
now that
this
you're in a
old rat had to
relationship?
hang up her clit after starting to date piece of shit.
But yeah, I don't want to get ready for a date 3 nights a week.
I
want to
couldn't
get
agree
ready
more.
one time,
Yes.
look super hot, one outfit, and then knock them out, bang, bang, bang.
Bada bing,
Now-
bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. What I will say is I really only suggest this for first dates.
Oh yeah,
I don't think you should do the second date and beyond because it
That's what I
gets
was
more
gonna
tricky.
ask. Okay.
Yeah.
that could get
But a
tricky.
first date, it's good because it's like you want to have an out. You want to spend no more than an hour and a half with this person. And then it's also helpful. I know this sounds kind of fucked up, but to compare and contrast.
Oh yeah,
and
you
kinda
can't
be
do
like,
that.
Oh, I can't.
It's a little
I do
bit
it.
inequitable.
Yeah. Also, you're like 4 drinks in by the second date,
No, I'm not. I'm like 2 drinks in.
but you really shouldn't stack rank your dates.
Correct.
Because
But I do.
You're not ending up with one or the other.
It's not stack ranking. It's just like, okay, I really felt like it was a lot of fun on this one, not so fun on this one. And I do try to save my favorite, like the one I'm most excited for, I save for last.
Oh,
so it
that's-
can extend.
I feel like you're definitely setting yourself up for
And sometimes
disappointment.
That's the
am
way she
wrong.
eats her meals, though, too. Like, she always saves the best bite for last.
As do I. Yeah, I didn't know you did that, sister.
I do. Oh,
I do too. Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I'm wrong, like fully. Sometimes I go on the second date and I'm like, oh, this was so fun and I really liked him, but I still leave and go to
Honor
the
the
third
third
date.
date. Okay.
But then it's just like, I know for sure I want to go out with that second
Okay.
guy again.
And you've never come home just so wasted that you don't remember who's who and what's what?
That feels targeted.
That feels targeted. I don't think so.
Come home and, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and leave the jelly out and ramen too. Worst combo
Yeah, I heard you
ever.
put the jelly in the pantry.
I'm usually pretty wasted on the third date.
Third date. Okay. I also want to just clarify your intentions when you line up 3 dates. Like, is
None.
your intention to have fun and meet people? Is your intention here long-term dating or both? Because I think it's helpful
You should
for
have
people.
fun if you're long-term dating.
Yes,
That's
but
the
it's also
taken
different if you're
rat.
like, hey, I'm just dating around. Like, let me line up as many dates as possible.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, good question. What's my intention? None?
Just to think about it.
Someone recently messaged her and said he was dating intentionally and
Yeah.
asked if you were.
Oh my God, this guy goes, he's like, just so you know, like I'm dating intentionally. Are you dating with intention? And I go, what does that mean? My intention could be to kill you. You need to specify what kind of intention.
We're
Listener,
really-
she's not joking. She did send that text message.
No, I did. I sent that.
What was
We
his
went out
response?
twice. I liked him. Okay, my intentions. So again, it's more of the tap dance, the show, the game. Like I enjoy
You're a
going on
showman.
dates. I really do. And I'm not totally looking for like a boyfriend or a husband, but if I stumbled upon one, that would be fine. But I haven't.
Right, because you're not dating intentionally.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. When I find my husband, guys, my husband is not going to be a guy I went on a date with where we were like, oh, what are you looking for? How many children do you want? That's not my husband. It's just not. Like, my husband's going to be fun and, like, have a good time for, like, a few dates before we get into serious talk.
Yeah, Nora dates more for friendship when she's looking for something serious, I would say. And I think that's important. I'm not joking about that. That was actually a nugget of
I guess I kind of do it. Maybe I'm doing it backwards, but like even if I really were looking for my husband, like I just don't think my husband is going to take the first date like so seriously and like ask about my values. Like I don't know, I don't want that.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it's backwards. I think it's smart because then you look at how many desperate ass bitches pointing to myself get into these like shitty relationships because you're like trying to jump into something or make something work that's not
I always
real.
screw up the saying, but trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
I screw that up too. Why is it so hard?
It's really hard.
Is it a round hole square peg or a
It doesn't
square
matter,
hole
actually.
round peg?
It doesn't fit, but we will force it as women. Can I say one thing about dating apps?
You may.
Okay, so I heard a podcaster talking about how women swipe, and I could not disagree more than how she described it. She said when her and her girlfriends are swiping, they zoom in on all the pictures, every guy, and they're like trying to fit a hole in another hole and are like, is that it?
Nice.
That's
I'm
it.
trying to fit that too.
And they're like trying to convince themselves that the guy is attractive.
No.
And I do the opposite. I look for the ugliest, worst picture to see how bad he actually really looks in real life. So like the worst picture on your profile, I'm going to because I want to know what's the realest.
That actually reminds me of another probably pretty controversial take I have on dating apps, which is this. When I swipe, I actually sort of lower my physical standard by about 30%. And my reason is that, one, guys take shit pictures.
Yep.
Like, they're actually stupid.
It's so
and I
embarrassing.
kind of like it when they take shit pictures.
I think it's a green flag.
I think it's a green flag. Like, if their pictures look really good, I'm like, what the fuck is
How
this?
much
Like,
time
who took
did you
this?
spend doing
Yeah.
this?
Like,
and who did you pay?
How many photos did you like? That's not my type of guy.
Yeah.
So I'd kind of drop my physical standard
Agreed.
by only a little. I'm not like going out with complete uggos, but I'm like,
I normally am.
okay, I'm not. They're not jumping off the page as like I'm so attracted to them, but like I could see them being kind of hot because personality matters a lot for me. So.
I agree.
Unfortunately.
What do you
wish
do when
it
you're looking
didn't.
at physical photos
I
of
sling
men?
as many likes as I am given for free, kind of like free bread at a restaurant. I just keep getting until they cut me off. And whoever responds, I give them all the same reach out, and then whoever responds to that reach out is in the running.
Okay, so
be my
you're
husband.
casting a wide net.
Yeah, I don't care. Because, okay, so part of it is egotistical where I'm like, I will swipe on the hottest person just to see if they like me back. So, but I have no intention of going on a date with them. I just am like curious if they think I'm hot. The other ones that I'm like actually intentional about are personality driven. Like I
Yeah.
can give a fuck what they look like as long as their prompts are funny, and I'll respond
Yeah.
to a prompt. I won't respond to a picture.
Yeah, I get that. I think I did it bad, guys. I'm looking back on my swipes. I would have never swiped on a like seemingly handsome, attractive man because I think I'm fucked up in this way. I just assume you're a douchebag. If
No,
you're
100%.
hot,
You probably
Fair.
are. Or dumb.
yeah, but that's not fair. There's attractive, nice men probably.
It's
right?
funny because I don't
Right?
think that
Not in
about
this
women
city.
at all. Like when I see a hot woman, I'm not like she's probably boring or dumb.
and
I do not
vapid.
think that.
Yeah, no, I
But when I
know.
see a hot man, I
I'm like,
do.
idiot. Yeah, no, hot women, I'm like, she probably has a PhD in something.
Literally,
Because our bar has been
because
set so
women
high.
are so impressive.
Well, I just talked to
Yeah.
this guy on Bumble the other day, and he's got an 8-pack.
Nice.
Again, one of the ones where I was just like, let's see if he's interested.
That cheese grater
He
you've
was.
been looking for.
I was like, I give it about a day, or not a day, but like whatever the extended time period is, like maybe like 5 hours to see if they'll unmatch me, because sometimes they do. You know, sometimes you go like you swipe on the first picture and then you realize like what the rest of the profile. But sometimes on Bumble they'll unmatch me. Anyway, this guy didn't. So then I reached out to him, and then I found out he's a lawyer, but nothing like says that he's successful or smart.
Love that.
On his profile. And then I said, oh, abs and a career. Okay. He didn't like that. And then I
Sociopath.
told him I went to law camp, so I ruined it. But
He didn't like your law camp story.
he said
like
that's a choice. And I said, or iconic
Oh, so you
Call
talk
me.
to them like they're your gay best friend.
Yeah, we're going out on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. I thought we were hanging out Sunday. You literally just made a plan with me.
Did I?
Just to pick up the nightstand.
Yeah, you want to pick up a nightstand from my place?
Yeah, in the daytime.
You're going
Fine.
to carry the nightstand to the date? Please do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, I also am a lumber artist.
I built this.
I crafted this.
I've never heard of that career, lumber artist.
Be like, I brought my own one night stand.
Got my own wood.
Nora's on one.
That's actually good. I have to pick up a nightstand, listener, that I gave Tara about 3 years ago for my storage unit.
Loved it.
I just quick aside that like the items in our homes are just so funny because it's like Allie's mattress over here, Tara's nightstand over here, someone's dresser. Like,
Yep.
our furniture is shared furniture at this point
Yeah,
over
we're
the
a
years.
community.
Yeah, our community.
Yeah, what's the problem? I still think Allie should move in with us.
One
No,
day
I
my
know.
mattress will be your mattress and no longer Tara's mattress.
I
So
love that mattress.
Me too.
Great mattress.
So sad I gave it up.
Yeah.
We've all had sex on that mattress.
True.
Do you have any snafus to share? No? Okay.
It's never not worked.
So just 100%. Okay.
Keep that
So-
in. That bit's good.
I like how you talk about how you talk to men. You're direct. You sometimes a little belittling, but normally they don't catch on to it. I really don't think they're.
No, because they are fucking so full of themselves that they can't imagine that someone's like making fun of them to their face.
Exactly. Okay, so you were saying when you're lining up these dates, you have your copy and paste method of I'm free Thursday at 7 to take me out. What's your second text for that second date? Do you say 9:30? Like how do you time this?
Great question.
Because I'm a chatter.
You're a chatter.
I'm a chatterbox.
I use the same thing. I'm free Thursday if you ask me out. I use that 3 times. And then when they are trying to name the time, I go, how about? And then it goes 6:30. And then like 8.
And then how do you
and
wrap
then
on a date
9:30.
to get into the next date?
Yeah, how late are you on
Good.
the next date?
Yes. So I'm never late because I always plan them in the same neighborhood.
Jesus.
Have you ever had a date watch you exit one bar and then go into another?
Yeah, because sometimes what I do is I say, oh, let's do 6:30 because I have a dinner at 8. And then they know I have a dinner, which is my second date. The other thing that happens sometimes is date 1 or date 2 will insist on walking me home. So I will walk home with them. I will say goodbye. I will walk into our lobby. That's a generous term, our stairwell.
It's a trash room.
Our trash room of our apartment building. And then I'll just sit on the steps for like 3 minutes.
What?
Oh, yeah. You've never caught me doing that?
Well,
and
I'm normally asleep by date 2.
True. Sometimes the dog, girlfriend, our dog, will bark, and I'm like, she has no idea it's me. And then I'll just get up and go to my next date.
That's psychotic.
Yeah.
I'll never trust the map again because now every time it looks like you're home, I'll just think that you're sitting for 3 minutes in your stairwell.
I just give it a sec and then off to the next. Yeah. No, there's never been any snafus on the timing note. And sometimes I am late to like the 3rd date because I'm a little drunk by then.
Do you drink on the 3rd date?
Yeah. I drink on all the dates.
And you've really been into martinis recently.
Oh, I cannot 3-date martini it. I will be fucked.
What's a light drink to recommend to the rats if they are going to try this efficiency?
Beer. Have a light beer
Or
for
don't
the first
finish
date.
the drink
Or
at
don't
each
finish.
bar.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would be curious what the percentage likelihood of a second date is with the 3rd dates that you go on, considering you're probably
We should
wasted
track
when you
that.
get there.
Yeah, I'd like to track that.
Yeah, I could track that. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty even overall. Honestly, the 3rd date I'd say mostly lets me down because 1, it's the one I'm most excited for, and 2, I'm a little drunk by that point, so I'm like being very much myself. Oh, another tip for Rat Pack: be you minus like 20%, depending on how crazy you are.
It's funny you say that because I'm at piece of shit 3 drinks in IPAs, listener, and we then ordered IPAs. So he was on 1 and I was on 4 at that point, and I was my worst self possible. I was 100% myself, and he adored me.
Yeah.
He was into it, y'all.
Yeah.
Lead with your worst foot first.
Yeah, so like it depends on your personality. If you're like Nora, maybe you need to tone it down.
I
if you're
definitely
me,
should tone it down. Like, because when I'm myself fully on dates, like I went on a date recently where the guy literally walked out on me. Did I tell that story on the pod? I don't remember.
I think so.
Rats.
Story for another day, rats. But he literally walked out on me, and it was because it was my third date of the night, and I was being myself 100%, and like he didn't get
Whatever.
it.
No, I think be yourself, because here's the thing: you're gonna get that 100% of the time in a long-term relationship. Like, if you don't like it, don't listen. Like, walk away.
Fortunately
Like,
for
fine.
Nora, she's not dating intentionally, so
Right.
she can be herself if she wants
If you,
to.
That's a good point.
But like people will like in this city especially, they'll just like write you off really fast if you say like one wrong thing. Like we all do it. So I do sort of like tone it down.
All right.
Because until you get my humor and get when I'm joking and when I'm not.
So, listener, we want to hear from you. Do you all act like yourself 100%? Are you toning it down, or are you bringing it up a notch?
Are you gonna try the 3-date method? Tell
Please
us.
write in
Please.
if you try the 3-date
Try
method.
the 3-date method just once and DM us.
We cannot guarantee any successes or marriages from these 3 dates. Love you, Rat.
Until next time. As always, thanks for listening. If you're interested in even more bad advice, scurry on over to Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We're begging you. Download and rate the show and leave us a review. Talk to you next Monday.
Stay tuned, rats.